All right, so let's build our Surf Gallery project. Here I have Surf Gallery Start opened up. And for step one, I'm going to go over to my library panel and I'm going to select the Surf 1 movie clip. I'm going to drag it anywhere on the stage. Same thing for Surf 2. I'll take Surf 3 and Surf 4. I can either drag them by the preview or by their symbol name down here. And I'm going to leave them sort of messy here. In order to select all of the images, I'm just going to click on keyframe 1 and you'll see that they all get highlighted like so. Now I want to align them, so I'm going to go to the Align panel. I can either click on the icon here if I have that toolbar open, or go to Window, Align. And I want to make sure Align to Stage is selected. I'm going to click on Align Left Edge and Align Top Edge. Without clicking anywhere else, I'm going to then immediately right-click on all of the images, and I'm going to select Distribute to Layers. And when I do that, you'll see it creates Surf 1 through Surf 4 layers. And I still have that empty layer 1 there. I'm going to delete layer 1 by clicking on it to highlight it and just click on the trash can. Next, I want to select frame 10 in all layers. So I'm going to click on frame 10 in the Surf 4 layer, and while holding my mouse down, I'm going to drag straight down to the Surf 1 layer. Now you'll see that frame 10 in all layers is highlighted. I'm going to then hit F6 to add keyframes. I'm then going to drag the playhead back to frame number 1, and I'm going to select all of the images in all the layers by using the selection tool and just clicking and holding down to drag a marquee, and that's going to select all the images in all of the different layers. I'm then going to go to the Properties panel, and under Color Effect, I want to select Style Alpha, and I'm going to bring the alpha down to 0. Now that I have the opacity of all the images in frame 1 set down to 0, I now want to create the classic tweens. So I need to make sure that frame 1 is selected in all the layers. So let me just click off of them, and I'm going to click on frame 1 and drag down to highlight and select frame 1 in all layers. And then I'm going to right click on any of these frames and I'm going to select Create Classic Tween. And now I have classic tweens in all 4 layers. Now to stagger the animation, I need to move these frame spans around a little bit. I'm going to deselect these selected frames by clicking off, and then I'm going to click on frame 1 of Surf Layer 2, hold down and drag till frame 10. And I'm going to be sure to release the mouse button when those frames are all selected. And then I'm going to click and hold down and drag this span down to frame number 30 right there. So that's a little bit of a tricky operation. If you mess up at all, just go back until you get it right. I'm going to do the same thing for Surf 3 layer. I'm going to click and hold and drag, release, and then click again and drag that frame span until the first frame is on frame number 70. And then I'm going to go back to the Surf 4 layer. Click, hold, drag until frame 10 is selected. I'm going to release, and then click and drag all the way down until I get to frame number 110. And there I have my staggered animation of all 4 images. But I need to add some time to the end of the timeline. So let me just drag forward. And I'm going to go all the way to frame number 150. I'm going to click and drag down from the Surf 4 layer to Surf 1. With those 4 frames highlighted, I'm going to hit F5 to add frames in all layers. I can then hit Return or Enter to play the animation from the beginning, and there you go. Pretty cool. Now, what we want to do is just the final little fix-up. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to drag the playhead back, and here we don't have enough frames between the end of the first image and the start of the next one. All right, there should be 30 frames in between here, but right now we only have 20. With the playhead anywhere between this keyframe and the first keyframe in the second animation, with no frames selected, I'm just going to hit F5 until that first keyframe moves down to frame number 40. And there we go. Our animation is done.